first, with respect to the questions, we broke it down into 3 questions, and basically paraphrase each one is, should the borough undertake restoration of the exterior and the interior of the Van Allen house as recommended in the report at an estimated cost of $890,600, less, I want to use the correct language that was suggested here, less any other funding, either by grant or loan obtained by the borough. And you have a similar question for the stream house, where you broke it down into 2 parts, which was $191,000 for mothballing the exterior, and an estimated cost of $509,850 for exterior restoration and structural upgrades. Those are the 2 primary questions that are going out to the electorate with respect to this referendum. And what that does is, and hopefully the interpretive statement underscores this, that these are the estimates that we received. You want to get the sentiment of the voters as to what their intentions are. And it's the borough's intentions to supplement the estimated cost through the obtainment of grants, loans, or other sources. And the last question that we added to that is number 3, which is an additional funding mechanism that, although we said in their restoration and maintenance, it's basically going to be, I would say, for the maintenance once the structures are restored or maintained in some fashion. And that is, should the Borough of Oakland dedicate an additional .0025 of open space trust funding for the restoration and maintenance, which will cost each homeowner in the borough additional yearly taxes of $10.20, which is for a house assessed at $407,800. And those were calculations that were obtained through the input of Councilman Pentham. Also, various questions were raised when at the last meeting and also this meeting as to the type of referenda that you have. This is non-binding. Borough of Oakland is not permitted to have a binding referenda in this situation, and that's based upon a few reasons. Municipalities in New Jersey can have binding referenda if they fall under certain categories of municipal government. You have the Walsh Act and Faulkner Act communities. Borough of Oakland does not fall under that. In addition, binding referenda are granted to all communities for certain specific questions, one of which the borough have utilized in terms of an open space funding tax. Another instance is the LOSAP, the Length of Service Act, and some in other communities that others may be aware of, where every municipality has the right to put out to vote the hours of operation for alcoholic beverage licensed premises. This does not fall into any of those categories, so it has to be non-binding. Every municipality has the right to obtain the sentiment of voters through a non-binding referenda through certain criteria set forth in the statute. That's the statute we're following. We've crafted the question, and it has to be acted upon because in order to get on the ballot, it must be done or completed by the governing body by August 19th. So hopefully that clarified some issues. I know we've talked about this for probably the last 3 meetings.
Thank you for good context to this issue. Who would like to lead up the discussion?
Mr. Mayor?
Yes, Councilman.
I'm fine with this, with what I'm calling number 3, which is Chris Visconti's version. And I think that we're all pretty fine with that. What I think that we should do is read the interpretive statement. That's the one I'm not sure that I have the right copy of. And so if we could read it the way that it's intended to be.
The interpretive statement did not change from the version that we originally created. And if you like, I could read that.
Well, yeah, because there are 2 different.
All right. Well, I think there was an earlier version. It says, this non-binding referendum will give the elected officials of Oakland the sentiment of the voters concerning the restoration of 2 historic structures located in the borough of Oakland. The first structure, the Van Allen House, is in need of interior and exterior restoration, which estimate for restoration is $890,600. The other structure is the stream house, which estimate for mothballing, the exterior is $191,000, and exterior restoration and structural upgrades is $509,850. The voters can choose as to whether one or both of the structures should be restored. If the sentiment is to restore either or both, an additional question is whether the borough should increase the rate of the open space trust fund assessment by an additional .0025 in order to fund the cost of restoration. As an example, the owner of a house assessed at $407,800 would pay an additional tax of approximately $10.20